Hello and welcome back to Online Grammar. So happy that you're here. This is going to be our last presentation, and we are going to continue and talk about more about noun phrases. So this is part 2, and in this one we'll cover determiners, and we'll also review count and uncountable nouns and articles, because articles are really tricky. All right. Remember to take notes, and we'll stop every once in a while and ask some questions to see how you're doing. If you have trouble with a section, maybe go back and listen again. Okay, here we go. Right, we've talked about these 4 different kinds of nouns: proper nouns, pronouns, countable nouns, and uncountable nouns. But what we haven't talked too much about is what goes before the noun phrase. So, what goes in front of a noun? Right. And remember, there's a noun, a single noun, and a noun phrase. That's a noun with a group of other things. And usually what goes before a noun is called a determiner. You don't have to remember that word, but we'll call it that. So that's a, an, and the. Those are the articles. My, his, their, her. These are called possessives. Possessive means it's mine. Okay, and this, that, these, those. Much, many, a lot of, and also a few, or few, and a little, or little, some, and any. So we're going to talk about some of these today, when and where and how to use them. Okay, so noun phrases, as we said, can be just a noun: dog, sister, friend, dictionaries. These are noun phrases, but also noun phrases can be longer: my dog, a sister, this friend, some dictionaries. Again, that is also a noun phrase. Okay, and those things at the beginning there are what we call determiners. These can also be longer again: my older sister, my sweet little dog. Those are adjectives. This really old friend of mine. Some very modern electronic dictionaries. Again, in front of these longer phrases, we still have those determiners. Okay, so determiners are a word placed before a noun that provides more information, such as quantity, how many, how much, ownership, who does it belong to, and specificity, which one. Okay, so those are determiners. We're going to start by talking about these cute animals. We're going to start by talking about dogs. And here are the most common determiners: a, an, and the, this, that, these, those, possessives like my, your, his, and quantifiers. We're going to talk today about articles and quantifiers. Okay, right. Determiners are, oh, such a sweet dog. Determiners are the most common ones, of course, a, an, and the. We talked about this a little bit last class. I'm going to talk more about it. So this is review from our last class. Remember, we said that they're different. They are used differently. What do you remember about how they are used? Some are singular, some are plural, some are both. Some are countable, some are uncountable, some are both. And some are general, some are specific, and something about the listener. Can you remember that? Let's just review. We said that a and an goes plus a singular countable noun because a means one. I have a dog means one dog. So a or an always goes with something that's singular and countable. We use it to talk about one of many general things and something that the listener doesn't know about. Now with the is multi-purpose. You can use it with singular, plural, countable, uncountable, but it always means something specific, something that we both know about. And then finally, no article, and that's used only with plural, countable or uncountable nouns. So dogs or fruit, okay? And it talks about things in general. Okay, so that's a review But wait, what about Japanese? What about articles in Japanese? What do you know? They're a little bit tricky in English, right? And I think that they're tricky because there is no article in Japanese. So, for example, if we say neko in Japanese, that can be in English cat, a cat, the cat, cats, or the cats. All of these things are covered by that one word in Japanese. But of course, in Japanese, you know which one because you have context. You know what we're talking about, right? So, and you do have some of those this, that, these, those. You have those in Japanese, right? Demonstratives. Is that sono and kono? Okay, you guys are the experts. You know about this. But remember, it's good to think about how it is in your language and how it is in English to help you kind of understand more. So, how do you know which article to use? Here. Let's talk about countable nouns first, and these beautiful dogs. And when you mean dogs in general, not one dog, but dogs in general, then with singular countable nouns, you use a or an. So you know her, she's Taylor Swift, right? And this guy, Ed Sheeran, at one time, I think they were an item. An item means people knew that they were friends, or maybe more than friends. She says, a dog makes a good pet. A dog makes a good pet. Is she thinking about one dog? No, she's thinking about dogs in general, and he is also thinking about dogs in general, and he says, I agree. So remember, she's not thinking of one specific dog. She's just thinking about any dog. Now here, notice there, a dog, a good pet. A means in general. Right, a singular countable noun must always, always, always have a determiner, have something in front of it. If it is sitting there by itself, that's wrong. Boyfriend, You'd have to say my boyfriend, this iPhone, the homework. You must have a determiner, something in front of it. So when you mean dogs in general, and they're plural, you use no article. Dogs make good pets. Again, she's not thinking of one dog, she's thinking of any dog. And he is also thinking of any dog. So here, not a specific dog, just any dog. Notice, dogs, plural, make good pets, plural. No article there. So let's practice a little bit with that no article. We use no article when we mean in general with a plural noun. It can be a countable or uncountable noun. I want you to go and click on the countable or uncountable noun with no articles. So here's information about dogs. You're going to come along and you're going to click on any countable or uncountable plural noun that has no article. For example, the first one here, dogs. So you click on that. There are 13 of them total, 13 total. Good luck. Okay, let's check your answers. Whoop, there they are. Look at all those. Dogs, pets, wolves, humans, hunting. Now be careful here, hunt is a verb. Hunting here is a noun. We can say hunting is difficult. That makes it a noun. There's no auxiliary verb. I am hunting. If it's I am hunting, then hunting is the main verb. But here, there's no auxiliary verb and no subject, so we know it's a noun. Hunting, herding, assisting, police, aiding people, society, man's best friend. Okay, now you might say, man, that is a singular noun. But here, and only here, man doesn't mean one man. It means all of humans in general. It's kind of an old phrase, man's best friend. You did it. How was that? Now I'm going to ask you to do another thing. Let's go back and look at this, and let's find some uncountable nouns. You will know that dogs, 1 dog, 2 dogs, 3 dogs, is countable. Go and look through these and find any nouns that are uncountable. Here's a hint. There are 5 of them, but you only have to write one of them. Any one is correct. Good luck. Right, let's check your answers. There we go. Hunting, herding, assisting, police, and aiding. All of those gerunds, verb plus ing, those are uncountable nouns here. And police is an uncountable noun. We don't say 1 police, 2 police. We say 1 police, 2 police officers. Then it becomes countable. Let's keep going. Right, now here are some errors, some mistakes with 0 article, a, an, and the. Can you find the correct sentence? Let's have a look. Should be bananas are delicious. Remember, when these are, that's plural, so it needs a plural verb. Her mother and grandfather were lawyers, plural, and she is a lawyer too. I like fresh airs, no S. Air is uncountable. Pop music is my favorite. Remember, music is an uncountable noun. So this uncountable noun, when we mean in general, should have no article. Nice. But wait. We said a dog makes a good pet, and dogs make good pets. This is what we say when we mean dogs in general. But what is the difference between these two sentences? What is the difference in meaning? Nothing. They mean the same thing. Dogs in general. Remember, she's not thinking of a specific dog, just any dog. So that is what you do when you're saying dogs in general. And when you're not talking about dogs in general, when you're talking about a specific dog, what do you do? Well, when you mean a specific dog, you have to think about what the listener knows. When the listener does not know, we use a or an if it's a countable noun. I'm in her way. There's Taylor Swift again. She says, I saw a cute dog yesterday. She is thinking of one specific dog, but she knows that the listener doesn't know this. So this is the first time she has mentioned it, and he doesn't know what she's talking about. So he says, oh, she's thinking of a specific dog, but he doesn't know which one. Now, the second time, she says, yeah, the dog was so cute. Okay, now he knows. The dog you told me about. That's cool. What did the dog look like? So, she's thinking of a specific dog, and she knows that he knows, so she says the. He knows she's talking about the dog she saw in the park yesterday, so now he switches to the too. Remember, this is the second time you use the. Okay, so let's think about how this moves in a conversation. We start with a singular countable noun. We use a or an. Then as soon as the person knows what we're talking about, we switch, we change to the. I saw a cute dog yesterday. I know you don't know. He says, oh, I don't know. Yeah, the dog was so cute. Now he knows, so she switches. That's cool. What did the dog look like? I know. So In a conversation, it goes really fast, but one of the ways to remember it is the first time you say something, the second time you say something, the. Now, why do we switch from to the? We switch because is the listener doesn't know, the is the listener does know. There we go. So when you're reading sentences or when you're talking, you have to kind of think, does she know? Doesn't she know? Okay. Remember, the listener knows, use the. Did you feed the dog? Imagine they have a dog together. Oh, so sweet. They have a dog together. So she knows and he knows that they are thinking about the same dog. She doesn't have to use a because they know each other. If they know each other, then they're both thinking of the same dog. Did you feed the dog? Right, they both know. Let's practice. Practice a, an, or the. Let's check your answers. Okay, here we go. We're having a party on Saturday. You should come. Great. Where is the party going to be? Look how that switches. First time, you don't know. Second time, now you know. I bought a new phone yesterday. The phone has 128 gigabyte memory. First time, second time. Nice. The one I have only has 64 gigabyte. She says the one because she says the one I have. We know which one because she says I have. I watched the video you sent me. It was really funny. Specific because you sent it to me, and I'm telling you which one. I want to go to the cafe where we first met. Again, this is specific because where we first met. The one with the blue sign over the door? Specific. I'm telling you that one with the blue sign. The door. There's only one door. Well, there's only one door that we're thinking of. And that's the one. Good. All right. Now let's move to uncountable nouns. For example, fruit. Yes, banana is countable. 1 banana, 2 bananas. But fruit in general is not countable. When you mean fruit in general, fruit is good for you. There we go. I agree. Oh, there's another Taylor Swift boyfriend. What's his name? I forgot his name. You know him. Jake Gyllenhaal, right? Okay, Jake Gyllenhaal was her boy. He says, I agree, because she's so cute. Of course he does. They are both thinking of fruit in general. Not the same fruit, but fruit in general. And so, notice how she uses that. It's an uncountable noun. There's no article. Fruit is good for you, not the fruit, but fruit in general. The fruit in the bowl is ripe. Now she uses the because the listener knows which one, the fruit in the bowl. They are thinking of the same fruit. Which fruit? The fruit in the bowl. Right, so that was a review from last time. Now you practice. Use a or an or no article. If you're going to use no article, put a hyphen in the blank. Hyphen looks like this, and it's next to the 0 on my keyboard. I hope it's on your keyboard too. And look at this. This is an ostrich. It's a bird that cannot fly. And this is a basketball. Right, good luck. Okay, let's check your answers. Here we go. Birds have wings. That's right, no article, because we mean birds in general. An ostrich has wings. Ostrich is a singular countable noun. A student is a person who studies. Singular, countable. Homework is important. Remember, homework is uncountable. A basketball is round. Here, they're talking about this object, something you can touch and something you can count. Basketball is a sport. This is not talking about this object. It's talking about basketball as a general thing, as a sport. So no article. A cat is a good pet, and my cat's name is Neko. Notice here we already have my, so we don't say a my or the my. We have only the need for one thing before the noun. Great. Let's practice again. This time, use a and the or no article. Good luck. Let's check your answers. I have an idea. Let's go on a picnic tomorrow. This is the first time. It's new information the listener doesn't know. Now the second one here, did you have fun at the picnic yesterday? The picnic yesterday means we're thinking of that one specific one. The front wheel of my bicycle is flat. Now, maybe this is the first time, but there's only one front wheel. Your blue shirt is in the washing machine. Washing machine, most people only have one, so we use the. My phone is broken. I need to get a new phone. One of many, but they will get one. It's phones in general. Yuki, could you answer the door, please? The listener knows, and there's only one. Honoka wants to be a flight attendant. We use a plus a profession. She means one flight attendant, but there are many, one of many. Rena was the flight attendant who helped me. So here, who helped me tells you which one. Right. So we said the most common determiners are a, an, and the, but there are other determiners, and there are lots of them, but today we're only going to talk about these. Articles we're done with. Now we're going to talk about quantifiers. Notice a quantifier tells you how many. So these are quantifiers. They are one type of determiner. They tell you how much or how many. Now, uncountable nouns take these. Countable nouns take these. And some quantifiers can go with both. So, let's look at this. If we think about them as telling you how many or how much, then you have the choice between all or none, right? All means a lot, none means zero. So we're going to divide these again between countable and uncountable. Many goes with countable, much goes with uncountable. And all of these go with countable or uncountable, but notice that some of them can go with both. So every, all, most, a lot of, some, not any, and no, all of these go with both countable and uncountable. But some can be only countable or uncountable. Here is the list of the ones that are separate, and they can't go with the other nouns. So many, several, not many, a few, and few, all of those countable. Much, not much, a little, and little, all of those uncountable. So to make it more easy, many, few, countable. Much, little, uncountable. Write that down. All the rest of them, they can go everywhere. Now let's practice a little because they're a little tricky. Tricky means difficult and easy to confuse. So, tricky quantifiers. Much and many are used with questions and negatives. Only questions and negatives. How many books do you have? That's good because books is countable and this is a question. How much money do you have? Again, a question. Much goes with the uncountable. Here's the negative. I don't have many books. There aren't many books. Good. I don't have much money. There isn't much money. Good. Now, here's one little tricky thing. We say that it only goes with questions and negatives, but is that true? Much and many can also be used to compare things. I have as much homework as you. That means the same amount. When we use as much as, then it doesn't matter question, negative, positive, it doesn't matter. As much as many as, that's okay. But otherwise, remember, much and many, only questions and negatives. Now, a lot or lots of can be used with anything, question, negative, or statement. So if you're thinking, I'm just going to forget much and many and only use a lot of in my answers, that's a good idea. So notice, do you have a lot of books? Do you have a lot of money? I don't have a lot of books. I don't have a lot of money. I have a lot of books. I have a lot of money. Notice a lot of goes with a question and a negative and a positive. If you want to use much and many, you would say, how many books do you have? Answer, I have a lot of books. Not, I have many books. It's not wrong, but it is weird. It sounds very, very posh. I have many books. You sound like the Queen. Too formal. Most people say a lot of. So don't say I have many books. I have many friends. Just say I have a lot of friends. Sounds natural. Now with much, this is not just weird. With much, it's wrong. I have much money. Wrong. So it's better just to remember, much and many, not in a positive statement. Here's a reminder. Much goes with uncountable nouns, many goes with plural countable nouns. This says they are not common in affirmative sentences. Affirmative means positive or statements, not negatives or questions. They are not common. They are very not common. What is common is a lot of or lots of, and they mean the same thing. A lot of and lots of, the same thing. Let's practice. Circle or choose, click much or many for these sentences. Let's check your answers. Momaka hasn't got much time. It's negative, uncountable. Do you know many words in English? Question. She doesn't eat much meat. Negative. Is there much butter in the fridge? How many eggs did the hen lay? Ooh, a hen is a chicken. Minako has as much money as Akari. Remember, this is a positive statement, but with as much, then you can use it. I cannot see many stars in the sky tonight. Do you have many friends abroad? Nice. Let's talk about another tricky quantifier. Some and any. Probably you know this. Both of these go with countable plural and uncountable. We use some when we don't know or we don't care how many. You can say, I have 5 bananas. That means you know how many and you care. But you could say, I have some bananas. How many? I don't know. I don't care. Some. Or I have some fruit. We use any with questions and negatives, and we use some with statements. So like this. Do you have any apples? Do you have any fruit? Those are questions. We don't have any bananas. We don't have any butter. Those are negatives. Statements, positive, not a question, we say some. We have some strawberries and some juice. There's one little tricky thing, and that is that sometimes we use some in questions. You might hear it. We use it if we think the answer is yes. Do we have some apples? Yes, we do. I think the answer is going to be yes, so I say some. Don't worry about that. Don't use it unless it is a statement, and then you will be perfect. Right. Let's practice a little bit. Use some or any in these. Click on the correct one. Let's check. Please give me some water, because it's a statement. Are there any boys in the park? Question. We don't have any sugar. That's a negative. We ate some cake. There isn't any snow on the roof. Nice. Here's another tricky quantifier. Too many and too much. We use too, T-O-O, to say that something is a bad thing. How much homework do you have? Too much. I have too many things to do. These are both bad things. It means more than enough. Too much. Not good. So this is the same for too plus an adjective. If we say, this ice cream is too sweet, it means I don't like it. If you want to say that something is good, you would say the ice cream is very sweet, or so sweet, or really sweet. That's good, or at least not bad. But if you say it's too sweet, it means you don't like it. Right, let's practice. I'm not happy. I have too much homework. Oh, look at all that homework. Remember, homework is uncountable, so too much. It's so crowded in here. There are too many people on this train. It's not a good thing. Oh no, you ruined the cake. You're only supposed to use 2 eggs, not 4. You used too many eggs. Countable. I'm so tired. I have too much work to do. Uncountable. Nice. Are you getting tired of these quantifiers? Let's talk about a few and few. A little and little. Basically, a few sounds like a positive thing, and few sounds like a bad thing. There are a few tickets. Yay! There's a little water. Yay! It means not much, but enough and I'm okay. I'm not too sad. Okay? A little water means we're not dead yet. But here, if we say there are few tickets, that's a bad thing. There's little water. Oh no. Let's practice. Use a few or a little, few or little. Think about if it's a good thing, positive thing, or a bad thing, and then think about countable or uncountable nouns. Good luck. Let's check your answers. It's okay. I have a few ideas about what to do tonight. Ideas are countable, and it's okay means it's not a bad thing. It's really terrible. The hospital has very little medicine. They can't help many people. Very little. It's a bad thing. Yay, I'm almost done. I just have a little homework left, and then we can go. Uncountable. Few children from this school go on to university, unfortunately. Few, unfortunately. Few children. Let's practice all of these tricky quantifiers together. Erica has homework. You are going to write in a quantifier or choose a quantifier that goes with an uncountable noun. Ami has assignments. Choose a quantifier that goes with a countable noun. So click on all the ones that work with this sentence and all of the ones that work with that sentence. Let's check your answers. Uncountable, you cannot say 3, 1, 2, 3 with homework. You cannot say too many. And you cannot say few or a few. How about Ami? You cannot say too much. Assignments is countable. And you cannot say little or a little. All the rest of these are okay. These are quantifiers and countable and uncountable nouns. Good luck. Let's check your answers. Would you like a slice of bread? I eat an egg for breakfast every morning. Can you give me some juice? How many books have you read this semester? Practice again. Let's check. There isn't any flour in this cake. Flour is uncountable. It's a flourless cake. I'm going to make some coffee. Here, coffee is uncountable. It's a group thing. Right. Can you get me a jar of raspberry jam? It's so crowded, I don't like it. There are too many people.
Practicing a cued speaking, but wait. We're going to go on vacation this week. Yes, indeed. There is no Zoom recording homework this week. You don't have to call your grammar partners unless you want to. Yay!
This is our last class. You will have 1 week to review. Actually, you have a week off and then a week to review. Yay! All of the work that we've done so far, and then we're going to take a final test. I will add some things to Google Classroom to help you practice. These are optional. It's not homework, but it might help you get a higher score on your final test. And if you're missing some things or your score is not as high as you want it to be, then your final test can really bring up your score. These are the things you need to practice. Questions, yes, no, and WH. Verb phrases, that's all of those tenses that we did. Conditionals, and transitive and intransitive verbs. And then noun phrases with countable and uncountable nouns, and articles, and proper nouns. And quantifiers. Right. It seems like a lot, but if you've been keeping up, you should be fine. So we're going to have a final test in this class, and I'm sure you'll do well. If you have any questions, remember to contact me online. You can contact me through Google Classroom, but I get a ton of emails that are not important there, so try something else. Remember to click Submit at the end, and remember to take a screenshot. Okay, it was great being your teacher. Really lovely. Thank you and good luck.